going on about it and let people get in here. We're going to be talking about we're going to be looking at and talking about new gear from World Cup, this past World Cup. And the reason is because I would like to... Oh, holy shit. Why is my headphone not the thing? What the hell? Everything's going to shit, guys. Sorry about that. The live streams are being live streamy. Sorry about that. I have a feeling this will be interesting. There was one really cool thing shown off. The Lux, the new Lux, I think it's the Lux Air, was shown off. Things like that. Let me fill out this stuff real quick. Why are you playing? Two, like, I'm gonna have to play it and mute it from the tab. Because apparently, Kick just wants to do whatever the fuck it wants. Alright, we'll save that, and then we'll do Rumble. Sorry for being late today. That's why I'm kind of doing this. I was doing a workout and got changed and ate real quick. This schedule's a little tight during the week, so I'm gonna keep trying. Get closer and closer to 7 as I can. So no. Shit. They don't have that as an option. Just do that. I don't even know what that means, but that's fine. Sorry about this. I'm going a little slow today. The chat will be up on both. Hit the like, share, subscribe, follow buttons. I would really enjoy that. The chat will be up next to me the whole time once I hit it again, because I accidentally just clicked it. So, and we're going to share, actually we'll do that. And we're going to share, just watch videos on it. And I know there's a new Lux. I know that. Maybe I won't have chat up the whole time, but... Oh, because it's different. Never mind, it's different screen. 'Tis okay, though. Alright. So, we'll go to the new Lux, I guess. Guess not. Okay, here's something that was posted. Die stuff. We'll watch the die stuff. See what happens.
Hey guys, Nick here. He's behind the camera.
All right. Stop being retarded and slow.
Here we're the I-5. We're new to the I-5, limited I-5. We have gold hex clad. The Iron Min, which is pretty dope because that PGA, the graphics all on the ears. Then we have the die cam all in black. All right, it's gonna be a little hard to see in the shadows here, but that's the purpose, not the porpoise, the purpose. And then USA all the way, flag, I-5. Look at that. Those colors don't run. So you can pick those up. We have some limited here in the booth. Otherwise, they should start going on sale in December. But once they're gone, they're gone. These are just a limited run for all of them. The Ironman ones will probably get remade again, but just a different variation. And then we'll just do some different colors. DSR Pro and our MXR Spent Series markers. Attention to detail with the back button. 9mm push buttons for both markers. Comes with a 45 caliber lever. And the MXR 556. So pretty cool. These are limited edition. Just came out. And then if you want to accessorize your markers you have now, you can see that we have the I forgot. They both have the 6-shooter lever wheel. So you can buy that yourself here. We have those at the bottom. We also have the 223, 556, or 45 caliber. And we've got the back button 9mm. So you want to accessorize your DSR Pro, MXR, DSR Plus, that here or online at your local authorized dealer. And last but not least, we have new hoodies and tech tees, and we're going to highlight Andy Potter's favorite. So you saw the Spent parts. Now we have the Spent tech tee.
So,
all right, look at that.
This is pretty boring. Dye hasn't last gun they released because they've had a pretty bad. What's this? Had a pretty bad go with that.
What's up, guys? Gannett Attack Cup 2020-25. It's crazy to think that's been a year already. Absolutely insane. Shout out. Tons of stuff here. One things we're showing off is we got our brand new Delta Titanium barrel backs, fully machined, 80 machine, the first strike rounds, S63 compatible, PWR. They're actually a gram lighter than the stock back. Pretty dope. We got a lot of cool colors in that. Showing off this for the first time. Titanium fade anodizing. Come check this out in person. Titanium.
It's an autococker. Nice.
We had a black PVD, and let's see what else. So we all appreciate you guys all jumping in on that. We worked with them to make the S63 tip. Cool colorways. You can grab, pre-order both of these now. We're going to go Monday to production and choose all the colorways. We got some cool autococker stuff, Delta ZFRs, gold chambers. Last, we have a bunch of custom heroes. Shout out to everyone who's come and picked one up. We worked with Mario at FX. We worked with Alchemy, and we also worked with Ryan at Arc Anodizing. A little dusty out here, but check these out. Really cool acid wash. DVD options. This is actually rose gold. Hard to kind of tell it here in the dark, but this is actually blue PVD. A lot of really there. Good bit of Headband Hero still in stock. We're also releasing our brand new dry fit, all over design,
okay,
icon,
all just
and
more
smoke.
Accessories.
Come check us out.
Which isn't bad, obviously. But why does it not say 2025? I hit back a bunch of times. The fuck? Here we go. Let's look at the Lux Air here.
What's up, guys? Show Partnership Paintball. Today, we've got the one and only. We got John Chambers from Method Development. We are here at the Lux booth.
Wait a second.
And John's got the Lux Air. We are here to talk about it, so stay tuned. We'll see you guys.
No. It's doing it again. Sorry about the double noise. My bad. That was on me.
Alrighty. John. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you so much. You want to give us a breakdown?
Why?
Yeah, for sure.
Alright. Let me just look up Lux Air because this is fucking stupid. Like how like one person has good audio. Deluxe. I need something a little bit longer than 3 minutes, guys. Come on. All right, I guess I'm just gonna go with the how to play paintball, which is only 3 minutes, which is crazy.
What's up, guys? Jared with
Excuse me.
Method and Lux here. Wanted to go over the air with you.
Can you stop being a dickhead, YouTube?
The gun is 100% new. This is a ground-up marker. We first is there's no reg up front. The reg is now in the ASA behind the
And
grip, which allows us to do a lot
monitoring
of things. I have one blown apart here that we can kind of dive into, so I don't have to tear this one down. So first off, you'll see assembling the marker. There's only one rear screw. Front clasp up front, pivots in, one rear screw. Very simple, very easy.
that's cool.
To the front side of it.
Well, what the hell is that?
This will last you.
You guys can't see my mouse, but 100,000
insert it in
shots.
here, stick it in, snaps in just like that. We'll go down to the frame itself. We now have a shoe style trigger. You will have your post travel, pre-travel, magnet, and rake all right here accessible. We also worked on trying to keep the opening, the gap opening behind the trigger as small as you can. So if you get hit in the trigger frame, you're not getting paint blasted inside and getting all over your board. Going on to the bolt itself. This is a completely new system here. It's a self-timed engine, which means that when the solenoid fires, the actual engine is completing the full cycle by itself. So it's self-timed due to pressure and the Lux patented pusher, or we're calling it the primer. So the primer is the heart of this new engine here. Whenever you're firing, the backside of the primer will vent. It'll push backwards. It allows the valve to scoot backwards and begin the cycle of the bolt system that moves forward and dumps the chamber fully back. All right, so let's go over the eye covers, which are all new. No longer do we have a magnet style with a little switch on the. Now, when you remove the fork off the gun, it comes off. Your eye cover latch is on the bottom. You click it down. The eye cover is right here. The breech is now a completely sealed system. So the detent along with the eye the eye insert itself seals off the breech. So if you were to get paint inside the breech, it does not come through, which is you can basically water bottle the inside of your breech out with no issues. Put your eye cover back on, stick it in, push up, it's locked in, ready to go. These are running $1,600. You can pre-order today. Delivery is, I believe, end of next month, around that time.
Yeah, so it's like ready.
Thank you, guys.
Probably is worth the money. Luxes are nice, man. I shot the first Luxes a long time ago. I didn't mean to do that. I forget what the first Lux was. DLX or something? I don't remember. I thought there was going to be more because I heard there was more out there besides that gun. I heard there was a loader. Or at least a loader change. They've been talking about the Lux Air for a while, though. Yeah. I guess not. Okay. That's weird. I heard there was a whole bunch of shit coming out. Maybe my intel was wrong on that. Which kind of sucks because now I don't really have much to talk about. But as far as paintball goes, because so far we've seen Die, Lux, Attacks, I don't care about a lot of these videos because let's get rid of from. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, you know what I mean? We can talk, though. We can talk more paintball, right? We can talk more paintball. So, as you know, my son is wanting to get into it, if you've been watching. We'll just go to A&S Gear. It's an easy site to go to. It's one I can remember off the top of my head. The fuck were those triggers? Must have been like an old cache from a long time ago or something. So, I'm getting a whole new setup. And I'm really thinking. So, the Shocker, which I have one, by the way. I have an old one, an SFT. Or STF. However you say it. That's the mechanical one, but I just want the black one. Black, regular one. I'll get the mechanical trigger later if I end up doing mechanical tournaments or something. Or mechanical play, for whatever reason. So this is a Shocker Error. It's not bad. It's not super expensive. It's on sale right now, but it's not it's $1,000, which isn't bad. A lot of guns are super fucking expensive nowadays. There's not that much guns are like that. There's not that many guns anymore. You pretty much got Planet Eclipse. Field 1, First Strike, Empire, Die, GOG, which is GOG, DLX, and SP, and Titman. First Strike / Terebrus Arms because they changed it to First Strike. And a lot of these companies just don't even exist anymore. I miss the days of like when there was like a whole bunch of them. But I mean, I was looking at this damn thing. I kind of do want it. I'm not gonna lie. Not in those colors. But, those are just, okay. Dust black. That's what I would want. But, or if they had a camo color. They probably don't, though. Very few airball markers come with camo anymore. Die keeps at least one around. I think Field 1 does, but Field 1, they're just Shockers. Like, they're not, or Luxes, maybe both. They look good, though. Like, they're expensive as shit, though. Obviously, they did their milling on the bodies, things like that. Field 1 is... There we go. We'll look at the markers. Force V2. Let's see if they come in colors. They usually do a camo one. or camo-ish type colorway. Or they call it a color. I don't know why they call it a colorway. They should just call it colors. Maybe it's under special edition. The dragons. I like how they made the dragons. No, they really don't have any camos. That's weird. So, if you don't know, I'm assuming Dynasty is using these markers. I forget who owns this. I think it is Oliver Lang. So if you don't know, if you don't know anything about paintball, Oliver Lang is an old, well, not old. Well, I guess he is old now. He's got to be in his 40s. Because when I was in high school, I think he was 18. So he's got to be in his 40s. He also does like this one-off, like 1v1 paintball tournament, which is pretty sick, actually. I would love to get one of these just because of the way they look. Right. It's got the Bob Long styling type shit, right? If there's one thing I do people forget about, besides the Intimidator from Bob Long, is that his stuff used to look really, really good for the time. I know it's kind of crazy looking, but I'm thinking if I'm going to get a new marker, it's probably going to be, honestly, if I can get it in the color I want. It's got to be the color I want, though. Right. It's not as good as the one that I really do want, but they're really expensive. You're talking like probably $2,500 after I'm done, because I would want a custom colors and stuff. But the Lux, if the Lux Air, if Adrenaline does a Lux Air, I might go with theirs, because theirs looks sick too. Now these look cool, just different milling. I think there's like some upgrades to it. I don't know what as far as HK. I know that they kind of explain it, but yeah, 25 for each color, different triggers, better grip according to them. More bolt travel. I don't know why that's of importance. I guess it can clear the breach better. Different grips. That's cool. And it's not really telling me anything. Now, the one, I was looking at one, man. What do they call it? Adrenaline. So I was looking at Adrenaline stuff. And I was actually liking it. This is the Lux. The Lux is crazy looking. The Adrenaline Lux. I love the way it looks. Not that color. But I do love the way that I would just get black, but just to see the definition of the easily, we'll do this red and gold Iron Man looking thing. I mean, look at that fucking thing, man. That thing's sick looking. That's a Lux, right? So this is Adrenaline Paintball. They make custom guns. They make them better. They give them a different milling for the body and the foregrip in this case. The barrel and stuff like that too. They have their own software. They have a whole bolt system actually. I don't know if it'll show it here. No, it won't. My stomach is growling like crazy. Probably because I ate right before I got on here. It's good accessories. They also make these freak barrel kits, XL barrel kits, which I might grab one when I get a freak XL barrel. Because apparently they're like really, really fucking good. The bolt system. Bernoulli? Is that how you say that? Does it show the actual bolt system? Yeah, like this thing right here and the plug. And that's the actual bolt system. This thing, apparently the way it's shaped, it just maximizes like air pressure in the right spots, and it actually calms down like the amount of air for use of shots or something like that. A tungsten disulfide coating, which means it's slick off the bat. Works for the shocker era as well. That's what they call it, the Bernoulli or however you say that principle. It's based on fluid dynamics. Okay, that principle for fluid dynamics. Yeah, apparently it drops the pressures. Apparently they shoot fucking amazing. And it feels real good, apparently. But I was thinking they don't have anything up for that. Surprisingly for the Lux, but the Lux might have a hard time, right? The new one. They might run out of because it's the Lux Idol right now. Talking about. And obviously they probably have some left over. Like they probably had the TM40s, I think they're called. Yeah, right here's one. Yeah. Obviously different design because it's a different marker, but. And they look good. They look good. They look so good. They look so fucking good. I wish I could get one. One, they're all sold out because they only make limited runs. I'm sure you could call them and ask them to make you one. Full custom. Is there like a form? I know these are just the custom ones that they made. Let's bonus balls. I guess this is what the count's called. Nah. Well, you guys don't really sell much. No offense. I should probably get in touch with them and see if I can. Lux custom done. They've been around forever. They've made a whole bunch of shit. They've done shockers. I'm sure they did auto cockers. Because they've been around for 25 years. They've probably done everything. But I would love to have something like this. Eventually, but I'm thinking about going with the well, they do shockers, so which they look good. I think they look good, personally. But yeah, like I do, and that they're a lot cheaper. A Lux and a Shocker are pretty much the same thing. They're a little different, obviously. They're not the same, but they're fucking damn close, man. Is this with a? It's a non-time. They have a timer frame too, which is. Excuse me. Mechanical frame. Weird. And these are all sold out. But if you supply, I wonder if you supply one. Should I? If they just gave me the parts to do it, I'd buy it and put it together myself, right? I know how to work on this shit, so I'm not too worried about it. But this is a mechanical version. But these do look nice, man. What's the electric version? Like, do they do anything to the electric the board and shit? Here's an electric one. I mean, I would use a force loader anyways. Force fed loader, so I wouldn't switch out the feed necks. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of this color pattern, but man, that gun looks good. I would love to have that gun, honestly. 110%. Like, it looks good. Did they do any, like, custom software on I don't know if the Shocker has an OLED screen. It might not. I have to look that up. But yeah, I'm probably going to end up going with a Shocker for a little while. They're good guns. They last a long time. I mean, shit, mine currently, it's lube. I just got to see what's leaking and stuff. Like, the lube on it, and it is, like, it didn't degrade. There's no, like, real O-ring degradation. Like, there is. Trust me. But I don't have to do that right now, right? I don't have to do it right this second. So... that isn't the color I want. I just want all black. Two years later.
Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear. We're upstairs with the brand new Shocker Era. We've also got an amp right here so we can compare the two guns together. But we want to show you what the new features of the Era is going to be. Now this Era that I have here is a pre-production Era, so the bolt engine that's inside here is really the only thing we're not going to be looking at.
I'm also going to be getting a mag-fed gun if everything goes well next year with paintball.
But we're going to look at everything else on the gun. So we'll talk about the things that are different. We'll talk about the things that the new engine is going to incorporate into the gun. Plus we'll talk about all the other new features that are included with the gun. So to compare that against something, we brought the amp up here. We brought the previous version of the gun up so that we can take a look at it right here. So let's take this off the stand real quick and move it over here to any gun that you're shooting. Used to be that the lever on the old one kind of tapered and got narrower as it moved forward. This lever seems to be flat.
Yeah, there's micro differences I don't give a shit about.
So your eye cover comes off, the sensor would want to pop up. You didn't necessarily want to hold in place in the pocket here. So they've redesigned that with a...
Why did you pause? Stop being a piece of shit, please.
Their lenses and their goggles. So if you had a goggle this, you could scratch up your lens with this. So they made it shorter. So now you've definitely got a more streamlined back cap right there when it comes to how
Cool.
the parts themselves didn't change. How it mounts in there and how it's sitting in there definitely changed. A lot of people didn't like how thin this grip was at the front, so they made the grip.
It moves out like that, though. I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, it kind of sticks out forward.
They wanted it to be more rubbery. They wanted it to have a better tactile feel to it. So again, they've gone with a more rubberized grip on here, and they've also added some channels into it. So you can see right here on this, there's these steps that are on the reg body right there. Those steps fit into these little slots on the rubber grip, and it holds it in place so that this is less likely to rotate.
Cool.
The potential problem has been solved by putting a stop inside the trigger frame right there. So there is now a piece of metal, part of the frame, where if you adjust the micro switch activation screw too far, it'll hit that piece of metal before it will break the switch off the board, which is breaking their micro switch. So that has been.
Don't be retarded.
Love that. Let's kind of look at the bottom of the gun right here. So back here, we've still got one screw that is retaining the frame onto the gun because the front part of it hinges in place. Before they went with an open socket right here. I shouldn't say open socket, a socket.
It's an Allen key.
Right there. To hold that in place.
You mean
Undo that socket.
it was?
But it did leave
Oh.
a gap around the socket itself.
The hole.
Players can feel that, and you can get a lot of dirt and debris up inside there.
Okay.
But with that out,
The hole for
you
it.
just slide over. This new gun, the Era, has a countersunk screw, which takes up all the space right there, so we're less likely to get any kind of dirt or grime.
I'm like almost 15 years behind on paintball shit, so I'm trying to learn as much as possible right now.
So there's no gaps or anything like that. But we take that screw out, pop the frame up, and we can take that off.
Shocker's always looking like a shocker.
Underneath here, probably one of my biggest gripes about the gun was this transfer doohickey right here. So this transfer post was threaded in to the frame right here, and it was Loctited in place as well. So if you get leaks out of there, if it came to re-anodizing it, it's just another step you had to go through to take care of that. That's been taken care of. They've gone with a different kind of system right there that uses a bigger, more robust O-ring, two of them actually, to get the air transfer up and through there. And they've not only done this for frame to body, but they've also changed it out for frame to ASA. And they're using the same piece, top and bottom, and that piece is sitting right in here. So let me pull this piece out. You can see it sitting right in there. This little, it's kind of like.
So it's not screwed in anymore. Okay.
I can pop this pipe out. No longer do I need to unscrew it. No longer do I need to worry about Loctiting it in place. It's just a little piece right here, a little transfer pipe, and it has an O-ring on the top bottom. So it is free floating inside here. When the two pieces come together, it locks it in place so that it can't go anywhere and allows the transfer of air through there. Cool thing about this though is if for some reason this to this, the frame to the body was loose and it wasn't tight up against there, this would still work. All right. Same with the bottom right here. If you took a hard spill, a dive, and your ASA shifted, or you had an issue on the previous guns like that, you would probably get a leak and it would just be leaking. You'd have to go back to the pit and fix that. With this new transfer plug they're using between the two, even if it's loose on there, you take a hard dive, a hard slam, whatever it happens to be, it will still hold up inside there. The O-ring's bigger, you got two O-rings on it, and it's able to move and float inside there. If there's a little bit of separation, it can accommodate for that, and it will still keep your gun gassed up and not leaking. So it keeps you in the game playing when potentially.
Let me get that. Yeah.
I really love that because this same solenoid assembly with the same manifold assembly where you can just flip the switch, unplug your solenoid, and then pop your solenoid right off. So that's still the same process right there. We've got a redesign in the tube, holds the tube in place better so that it can't slide around and get out of the way, potentially cause a leak inside there. So there have been some redesigns in that as well to just make it a better set right there. Let me replug this in and we'll move on. All right, so we've got another issue that people saw on their amps was the fact that sometimes after removing the grip frame and maybe taking the board out to do cleaning and putting it back in, that when you would take the frame and the body and put them back together, you'd get an eye fault reading, or the eyes wouldn't work properly. And that's because the upper section of the board right here, where that connects to the eye board that's up in here, sometimes that could misalign. And so when you've got these pins that are supposed to push against each other, you might have them slightly offset and they wouldn't contact, and they would produce a fault reading in the eye, which, you know, if the two pieces can't connect to each other, they're not going to work, and it just assumes that there's a fault. Set up where the board sits and the screws that are holding it in place. You don't have that problem anymore. We don't get any way to misalign the board. As I take these screws off, these screws have a shim on them, which will make sure that they can't go too far down into the gun, because these grips, even though the look of the grip is the same, they have been texturally redesigned to be more sticky. I don't call it sticky. To be more grippy, I guess is the right word for it right there. So
Grippies.
you want to make sure that you can't over thread these screws into the gun and potentially go in and damage the solenoid, which is going to be sitting right on the other side there. So they've shimmed that screw to make sure you can't over
Tighten it, yeah. Tighten it. Thus destroying the solenoid.
And get down in here. There we go. All right. We've got.
So they're using 9 volts still?
The same spot as it did before. We talked about the trigger, with the trigger having that stop in there now, so you can't over adjust it to smash the micro switch off, which is great. We've got a better fitting board inside here with the screws holding it better in place and indexing it so that it can't come in there, which I think is awesome. ASA at the bottom has a twist knob. Now the knob has this knurling on it all across here, kind of the same design as we see right here, we see right here. Just gives you a better grip on the knob and allows it to gas and degas right there. Inside this core has been redesigned as well. So if we look inside here, we've got on the amp side, this one that you see, I'm tapping with my thumb right there, that piece threaded in to the bottom and relied on one O-ring to both seal that core and seal around the wings on. It's just 2 O-rings core, hopefully alleviating an issue where and this exact piece is down in here as well. So the same piece down in there. Again, got rollback issues in undersized paint. That's been solved inside of there. Plus, much better on brittle paint. So if you're trying to shoot super brittle paint, this bolt.
That's for tournament shit.
Better than
But
models of there. The efficiency and the overall operating pressure have remained relatively the same. So there isn't a big difference right there. So when we do efficiency testing on this, we should see the same results that we saw with the amp, which I'm looking forward to because those were really, really nice. We're going to get that same smooth, quiet shot that we saw from the guns before. So better paint handling and what I got? Better paint handling and better on brittle paint. Also, the cycling of the bolt is faster now. So when it comes to mech shooting, a lot of people need that gun to set back quicker. So the faster you can get that bolt to retract, the quicker you can get paint down in, and and the less issues you're going to have with chopping, short stroking, things like that. So again, that has been updated in this new bolt assembly, new engine, to cycle quicker, to come back faster, to allow that paint to get down in. And that's a big deal when it comes to mech, because we're not all super fast with our fingers. So if we can get the bolt to retract quick, we're looking pretty right there. I think that's it for this one. Once I get a production model version in, then we can open up the bolt engine and we'll look at all that stuff too. But let me just go over this real quick again. Milling. So it's much sleeker than before. I kind of just didn't even think about that. But the milling of the gun is a much plainer milling. And they said they're wanting to show off the beauty and timeless appeal of simplistic design. I think what they're going for here, and what we've talked about, is they've gone with a very simple milling design for the stock version of the gun. Now, when it comes to private label versions of the gun, if they do come out, they will be a stark difference between the simple milling of the gun that's coming from factory and the private label editions right there. So giving that difference, a noticeable difference, I think is going to make a world of difference when it comes to being distinct right there. Plus, a gun that's just simple and smooth like that, it's so easy to clean. Like if you're getting shot, you're getting blasted, you don't get paint stuck in little nooks and crannies and things like that. You just
It's true.
wipe it off, you're done right there. I love it right there. Redesigned bolt core for improved reliability, sound signature, reduced ball breakage, ball rollback, all those things, especially ball rollback. Today's paint is getting so small that you need to accommodate for that. And so this bolt is doing that. Talked about flow dynamics and the regulator, the ergonomics, the grip texture was a big deal that they really wanted to talk about. Shortened back cap, you got that right there. Much smaller profile on the back cap. Improved trigger. I think not being able to break micro switches off your board is paramount right there, and that is awesome that they've tackled that head on right there. One thing about this trigger though, it's not backwards compatible. So you can't take this one and throw it into your hand. Not gonna work. We got that. The body to frame seal, frame to ASA seal, super important. No Loctite plugs in the body. So any place in older guns that needed Loctite, that's all been taken out. So there's no more Loctited plugs in the gun. So when it comes to re-anodizing, maintenancing, things like that, less things you have to worry about. Redoing the Loctite properly, making sure that it cures, you don't get air leaks. Done. Donezo. None of that stuff anymore. Eye wire retention. We talked about that, where the eyes can pop up and out. We don't want that to happen, so we can put that O-ring set on there, drop that eye in place, and keep it there from coming out. And then 15-inch All-American barrel, which we saw right here. Looking beautiful right there. So here we have it, the brand new Shocker era. We're going to take it outside. We're going to
Pretty quiet.
brand new Shocker era right here. We got my tank on it. We got the 15-inch All-American barrel. Shooting some evil out of it. We put it at 15 balls per second, ramping just to let it rip right out of there. This gun is brand new from Shocker. This is the new Shocker era. Available through the website. Get yours today. All right, guys, something I forgot to say in the video right here is the weight of the gun. So we're going to throw this in real quick just so you guys can see the weight difference between the two guns. So,
Yeah, I don't care about that.
original shot.
I'm just thinking on like a better scale. Honestly, I kind of want to move to just straight mag fed, but I know I'm not gonna have fun doing mag fed all the time. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with mag fed. I've played mag fed before; it's fun, but I can't do it all the time. The way I play is very fast and in your face. So, like, yeah, I'm usually not, like, on the airball field, I'm usually not the snake guy, right? Like, I'm not the one moving up the field in the snake on the airball field. But if you put me in woods ball, I'm usually at the front, right? So, like, I gotta actually have a gun that can shoot that legally at the events that I would go to, right? So, 15 balls per second, semi-auto, Most fields do that. With that said, though, I would love to have a die dam and die cam. I think that would be the most fun mag-fed gun that exists. I forget what it's actually based off of, but it's one of the older die guns, airball guns. But the thing about this gun is that it's mag-fed, and it also, you see that plate right here? If I just click on it. So that plate right here where the hand, where my cursor is, it's a hand right now. You can put on a hopper elbow. And there is a switch. I don't know if it shows that or where it even is. I gotta look for it. With this A&S Gear logo, it's kind of hard to see everything. Maybe another gun has it. It has it, but... Oh, it's right there. Okay, I'm just blind. It's right here. See this switch right here? Where the hand is? It switches between mag-fed and elbow-fed. So, this little elbow goes on it. You just bolt it on, right? And you can switch between the two, right? While, like, in the middle of play. Obviously, you can't be shooting. I'm assuming you can't be shooting it. But, it would be mighty awesome to just have, your gun loaded out with some mags and some, like, your whole kit would be mags and hoppers or pods, right? Like the stuff you take on the field and yourself, and just use the hopper for in your face kind of stuff. But if you decide you wanted to use something like first strike rounds for quote unquote sniping or long distance shooting, you could, right? That's the whole point for me anyways. Now the mag you see in it is a fake mag. It's got tools in it. It's actually got these tools in it right here. These Allen keys and some O-rings and stuff. It's actually pretty neat. I do want one really bad. You can make customizable profiles in there, so you could get it to be like if a scenario does ramping, a legal ramping. So I don't know. Dark Extreme. Paintball, Maryland. I don't know what it's. That's the last scenario I went to. So, a paintball outdoor extreme. Events. That's the next one. Does it tell you any rules or anything? All right. I don't care about the story. Does it tell you anything about rules? Rules. Field rules, I guess. I'll go back and just look at the field rules. Maybe they'll tell me what's going on. Reservations, cancel policy, everybody have field gun. Okay. We can look at the fields. Why not? Dodge City, Westwood, Mariana. So, looking at this map, right? So, we played here last time. A lot of this stuff was here, right? Like, they probably changed it up a bit. But, the cargo's new. That's interesting. They didn't have that before. That's new. Anyways, a lot of this stuff is they probably added new structures and stuff, right? And new fields in general since the last time I went. This was like almost 15 years ago. So the last scenario we did a World War II themed scenario where we started over here. So at the end of this road, well, not all the way over here, but at the end of this road, a little bit further back, right? Where's oil rig? What does oil rig look like? They definitely changed it. Okay, because all right, so we started where like oil rig is, and where's Tiki Village? It's kind of similar, a lot different but similar, right? So I don't think this was there, but I don't think all that growth was there. But this was not here, right? So these were all these fields were combined, right, for the scenario. So, or that was the boat area. I'm looking for the oil rig. Yeah, that wasn't there. So that's new. So we started down here at the end of this road. There was our spawn, essentially, because you would get hit, and you guys can't see that, can you? No, you can't. I'm not sharing my screen. I'm sharing. I'll stop the screen sharing and do the actual screen. Okay, there we go. So if you look here, this is where y'all park and stuff. So you go down here, right? Right here, right around this tree. That tree was there, by the way. I don't know if it is now, but it was there when we went. There was a tent for us to spawn from. It also had small things like you could leave stuff there, like a small little indoor, like closed off tent. It was a tent made out of paintball netting, so you could actually go in there and like take off your mask and like cool off and stuff. But what it really was so we started here on this side of the field, and we had to go all the way over here. This was a D-Day event scenario type thing, like, and they had a giant mulch pile right here, going all the way across with a break in it, and then it went like, on the edges there was no mulch, so you could go around it. It's crazy, right? It was crazy because like we were the attacking force, so we played, I guess, the U.S. In that case, because it was a D-Day one. But it was fun. By the time halfway through the day got done, we got to what would be here, jungle warfare and the hyperfield. I don't think the hyperfield was a part of it, but I think there was a field here that was a part of it. I don't remember, though. It's been a while. It might have just went to jungle warfare. You could play over here, too, by the way, but they didn't have these fields. Like, it was just here, right? Like, these fields weren't here, but, the buses were there. They've changed the stuff around the buses. Dodge City isn't done. Legoland? Was it just, like, blocks? Did they have a hyperfield back then? I don't remember if they had that back then. They might have. It's been a while, obviously. Yeah, this was all back there. They might have added structures and stuff, but like this wood stuff, like all this stuff was there. Like all this kind of stuff, like barrels and some wood structures. Oil rig was not a thing. Actually, I don't know how big this field is. But that bridge you couldn't use because there was no bridge there. It was just like a stream or a ravine, a ditch. And there was like, I don't know how this field's laid out. This might be too close of a picture to show the whole field. But yeah. Tire Cemetery. Where is that? No, that wasn't there. So there's a lot more fields there now. Dodge City, which is coming. Prestige Airlines. That was technically there, but I don't think it had anything there. Like, it wasn't a thing. I don't even see that on here. Unless I'm just blind as fuck. Cargo field. Oh, here it is. Yeah, like this wasn't there. Oh, they actually have like hollowed out like planes and shit. Yeah, that wasn't there. But they called it the airfield. They had like wooden structures there, just like that looked like planes. But yeah, the last time we went, that was fun. I wouldn't mind getting a mag-fed gun to play mag-fed, especially at IDAM. Mechanical as well. I'd have to get a mechanical one just because it'd be fun to shoot mechanical. But the honest opinion is, just use an airball gun. It's honestly not worth your time, or a speedball gun, whatever you want to call it. Traditional paintball guns. So something like the Lux, the Shocker, or even like something cheaper like what is it called? The CRZ Plus. That's an inexpensive one. The Empire stuff, the Mini's pretty inexpensive. The EMAC or the Etha from Planet Eclipse. The Shocker. Do they even have electric guns anymore? Tippmann? I feel like they don't. I feel like they might have one. Where's the 98? Let's go to 98. See if they have like a. I guess they don't have that. See if they have like an electric one. No, I don't want like a basic marker. I have a 98, by the way. It's an amazing gun. By the way, people shun those guns because they're not like tournament guns or whatever. They're great. They're fine. Like anyone complaining about that shit is crazy. They even have an electric one. Semi-auto. Response trigger. Tippmann A5 RT light gunner package. Tippmann A5 semi-auto. Response trigger. I'm assuming that's what the RT stands for. Yeah, I don't think they make electric ones anymore. Probably because the way their electric guns worked weren't exactly great. Instead of controlling the air itself, it just did whatever it wanted to. They might have an electric gun. I don't know. I haven't looked at all the Tippmann guns. Like, I haven't looked at all the recent ones. What's the most expensive one? I do want a sidearm, by the way. I actually want to roll in a dual pistol setup at some point for funsies. Honestly. That's cool looking. I just want the individual guns. I don't want packages. Do they have any, and I repeat, any electric guns anymore? They might not, because the way they did it was just not good. Who else did it this way? Spider did it this way. That one like cheaper gun brand, Anados or whatever, Azenos or whatever the fuck it was. I'm just looking for individual guns, bro. Well, TPX isn't going to be electric. You're not going to be able to make that electric. So. Well, you probably could, but yeah, I was looking at some of the like Woods ball gear too. You know what I mean? Or mag-fed stuff as well. MP1, so it's like an MP5 looking gun. It's not bad. Pretty sick, actually. That's a Stormer Elite mag-fed / it's dual feed, so it's mag-fed and the other one, topper fed. They not have like no packages with them. So they used to sell Tippmanns without packages and stuff. We'll see what I think this is the home defense kit. I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about you don't want to shoot those, honestly, if you can avoid it. But they used to make electric guns too, but they're very good because of the way they work. They use this physical sears to they didn't use a sear to because it was spring operated. So there's a hammer and the bolt. It's in a line, right? And there's a bar that connects the two. And that hammer gets caught by a sear in the back, right? As it moves. And they used a sear that was hooked up to an electric, essentially like poker ticker. So it was like a magnet, an electric magnet that when you pull the trigger, it sucked up a metal plate, which had a hole put through it, that magnet, and it had a rod that went through and hit the sear. Problem with that is the gun, you would actually shoot faster than the gun could operate. So it caused a lot of problems. Spiders are well known for that. These are well known for that. These Azodians, Azodin, however you say that. The electric ones are, anyways. But no, it looks like. I mean, I would love to spend, a couple $1,000s on a die or a Planet Eclipse or a Lux, but it looks like I'm probably just going to go with a Shocker. They have an HK VCOM Ripper. That's pretty cool, actually. I'm not going to fucking lie to you. I do like the design. Older barrel system. All the new barrel systems switched. So, especially in tournament guns, which is a problem for me because that means you can't interchange them. Like you can't just buy different backs and shit anymore. So I'll actually show you that. It's kind of weird. Like, in not a horrible way. It's just different. Like, just different. So the inserts. I'm just going to go with this one because I don't need a whole bunch of them. So you see how the inserts right here have like this like bell end? Not bell, but like this like, yeah, kind of like a bell. Like the end, like the bottom of a bell you'd see. This actually goes into the gun. Right? So that's weird to me. See, most inserted barrels, they either did barrel backs with different sizes, like this whole thing right here. This is a barrel back. Or they did inserts. Now, the problem with the inserts is that Smart Parts had the patent on that because they were the first ones to make a kit like that called the Freak Kit. I'll show you it once I find a barrel. Here we go. So this is from the Epiphany. See, as you see, this is the barrel back, this red piece. I'll actually blow myself up a little bit bigger. So, this is a Freak barrel tip. My favorite tip. But, that's besides the point. And this is the barrel back. So, this one says Freak on it. All of them, I think, say Freak on them somewhere. But this one's, like, carved into it. So, this is the original barrel back that I got with the gun. They're bigger now. They're longer. I think they're 8 inches longer. 8 inches long. I think these are 6-ish. Where's my tape measure? Yes, I have a tape measure sitting on my desk. No, they're about 5. Okay, 5 inches. These are about 5 inches long. This is to size the paintballs. So paintballs get more... They don't fall through or just go through slowly. They get compressed so they can actually get used at a high velocity. The high velocity isn't just pushing the ball out of the barrel. It's like kind of like smooth bore shit. And the rifling is just air. So when there's different air pockets, it spins the ball differently. Like this one, keeps it pretty straight. I don't know. The All-American spins it this way. This one does either a back. It keeps it as a backspin. So the way these are ported, this one gives it a backspin. The All-American barrel tip, which I do have, gives it a spinning, like a sideways spinning, like left and right kind of spinning. But it also puts a backspin. It's hard to explain, right? It's so this is what they used to be, but now the inserts kind of stick out like that and have that little thing. Like, see, this is the way mine works. You put it in, you put the insert in. Well, you have the barrel together because you're supposed to have it together when you put the insert in, because they're supposed to lay flushed against each other. There. So it's flush. That's how they usually work, right? It's flush. You can't really tell the difference in this view. But the new guns, they stick out like this far. The new barrels, somewhere around there, when I was looking at them, which is weird to me. I get why they do it, because then it receives into the breech, and it lines up with the breech, and it would actually give you better forming of the ball, right? So that was just a die one. Planet Eclipse has moved on to this. I think the only company that didn't move on to this was Lux. But I think the Lux Air does move to this, because the last Lux gun didn't have that standard for the breech, I guess. So that's another thing. With this new Lux gun, the freak kit's different. So new freak barrel kit. Maybe they have it on here. It's the Freak XL. They call it the Freak XL. I doubt they're going to have it on here. Because... yeah. So as you see, it sticks into the breech some. These are the newer ones. The carbon fiber Freaks, they put that in there because it was easier to do with carbon fiber. But this is adapters for them. So I think these are all Lux or Shocker / ion threaded from the Lux. So they're moving to autococker in this gun, which is good. But like, these are the All-American back, fronts, the Freak tips. They're a little bit different looking now. They don't have a cool shape to them. They're just a straight stick, but have the same porting. They don't have the notches for this. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see it. See that notch right there? They don't have that. They just have the same porting. I think they have more of it. I don't think it's just 4 sides. I think it's like 6 or something like that. But that's probably the barrel tip I would end up getting. I'd probably end up getting both, honestly. I usually always do. Here's the Freak 2.0. This one's different. I was looking at this the other day. It's like, it has no ports, I don't think. Or they're really tiny. Go to blue. No. Okay. So it looks like they have 4 lines. Still. Okay. And the All-American barrel, even the current All-American barrel looks the same. Where was that? You got the HK Army, which is an All-American barrel. Just, I have the steel inserts. My whole insert kit is steel. The stainless steel. You can get aluminum too. I don't know which one's better, honestly. And obviously you have the Freak carbon barrel, which isn't... If you have the whole Freak kit, it's worth it. But if you have the whole like insert kit in that, it's probably worth it, because I think the inserts by themselves... what's the insert kit cost? So the stainless steel ones to just... that's a different treatment. I want the regular ones. Yeah, they're $150. So for $200 and something, you get a carbon fiber barrel. That's not too bad. I don't know about the carbon fiber barrel. I feel like I would just break it. That's why I never went and got the Deadly Wind one. Because there was a Deadly Wind carbon barrel kit back in the day. I took the Freak inserts. Now it's the Freak XL, so it's a little different. But Freak Junior, they have a Junior still. That's cool. And they come out with different backs and stuff, like FLX back. What's the difference between this and What's the difference? I guess it just makes it autococker. And that's cool. Freak XL 2.0 barrel backs. They just look different. Maybe a little bit different, but different shit, you know. And the infamous insert kit, stainless steel with different coatings. Actually, from what I hear, the best one is adrenaline, which they don't have here. I don't think I don't see them anyways. But yeah, this is the HK Army one. Just looks cool. But I'm probably gonna stick with the Freak kit. Just buy these adapters, I guess. That's for the carbon. Never mind. I don't really want a carbon fiber barrel. They're cool, don't get me wrong, but yeah, this is the all American barrel. They still look the same. It's literally just a stick with a spiral in it. Get a blue. Yeah, see? That's how it rifles it. I just don't like how there's a Freak Junior and a Freak, and they look exactly the same to me, anyways. This is a two-piece barrel. So they moved. Oh. So they used to have the Smart Parts company used to have what's called an All-American back, which I have one, by the way, in Ion Slash. And essentially, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So that's what they did. They made the Freak a Freak Junior two-piece barrel with a Freak tip. Can you buy the backs? And it's just cocker threaded though. Makes sense. It's the largest threading. They should have standardized that a long time ago. Honestly. Everybody should have auto cocker threaded barrels. Everybody is getting auto cocker threaded barrels at this point. I'm sure the next Shocker, if it doesn't already have it, it has it. But yeah, I'm probably gonna end up getting a Freak XL kit because I have the regular Freak, which is this one. I have two. I have one for the Shocker and one for this. This is for the Epiphany. This actually came on the Epiphany with the Freak Barrel Junior tip. I bought the Freak Barrel in the same size. I like the way it looks better. And these ports, they do make the gun sound a little bit different. These little slot ports, like right here. I don't know if y'all can see it. They do make them sound different. So, not that it matters. But I like it. Can you get more of those barrel backs than just the one? Is that these or these insert? Do you have to put inserts in these? Yeah, it works with the inserts. Okay. So the All-American backs, there was like, I think there was only 5 total. I have one for shit paintball. That's what it was. That's why I bought it. I didn't want to fuck up my inserts. So if I had a bag of like paintballs that got dirty from sitting out or whatever, and the box was open and the bag was open, I would use that so that could get fucked up and not my good inserts. Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, this is coming up for me. All of this is coming up for me. It's going to be expensive. It's probably why I'm going to get a Shocker instead of a fucking Lux. I would love to have a Lux, man. I mean, they're so sick. They're fucking sick, dude. I'd probably get the new one, the Air, which you could probably pre-order on here. But the Idol... Oh, they have an Adrenaline Idol. If it wasn't that color, I'd get it. Not even kidding you. The Lux X, I think that was the first one. I think it's the one I shot. Right there. It's shot really well, man. It's shot super good. So The Idol, I'm sure works great. I'm sure the TM40 worked great. But the original, I think it was the Lux X, shot phenomenal. Like, it was so smooth and just laser accurate. Laser fucking accurate. Granted, to be fair, the guy's gun I was using, they had the original Freak barrels too. Huh. Yeah. Oh, they just have a adapter, so it's not the XL version or whatever. Okay, that's cool. Not bad at all. It's not the inserts. They don't have the backs or anything. They probably stopped making them because the Freak XL came out shortly after Lux and SP and GOG became separated from Smart Parts. This infamous stainless steel bike. I wonder if the black nitrous oxide, black nitride coating does something. Because I know the Adrenaline Freak kit, which I do want, by the way, Freak XL kit. The inserts are coated with Teflon, so it's super fucking slick. And that's kind of what you want. I think they're steel inserts too, which means they don't expand as much in the heat. Whereas aluminum does. That's why I bought the steel inserts the first time. The aluminum ones aren't bad, by the way. I'm not going to shit on them. They're not bad products. They're great. But just remember, aluminum tends to flex more. It also tends to expand and contrast a little bit more in the heat because it's more malleable. Steel, it does do that. Don't get me wrong. It does get bigger and smaller. It just isn't as bad. You get what I'm saying? Where's loaders? Oh, hoppers and accessories. Electric hoppers. I don't know. This Virtue Spire looks good. I have a die. The original die rotor, which is this, just different. I kind of want the die 2 or the R2, the rotor 2. This one, preferably in their die cam. The diet box loader, and all these Empire ones are all just halos. If you don't know, this thing's cool. I didn't know HK Army bought them though. That's good though. Yeah. These, don't buy this kind of stuff. Fucking worthless for you. Unless you're using semi-auto, I guess, or pump. It's an agitated loader. You're better off with a gravity fed too. At that point, it's a gravity fed essentially. What I would probably tell you to get is the cheapest force fed loader. So we'll do that. That's a shell kit. I don't care about that. That might work. I've never used it, but I'd probably get a Halo's fine. What the hell is the HK Army Speed? What the fuck is that thing? It's ugly as shit. But oh, it's HK. Okay, it's their. I'd probably get this because I heard the Pinocchios were really good, or however you say that. My only problem is they take 9 volts. I think the original ones did too, which is fine. It's just 9 volts for a loader. I would get this one because it comes with that extension. So like on a scenario field, if you're playing in a scenario, you can have the extension. Yeah, it still runs off of 9 volt batteries. That's so dumb, dude. That was my only problem with it. Double A's are the way to go, or rechargeable loaders are the way to go in that case. I wonder if it's why nobody gets the R2. So I think the R2 is rechargeable, right? I could be wrong on that. Let me look. don't care what comes with it. Is this the LT? Yeah. I'm going to go to the R2. And they're good loaders, man. The rotor I have, it's fucking... Dude, it rips. Like, it's fast as fuck. Like, there's no doubt about that. I still may use double A's. One of the rotors, maybe it was the box, the die-dam box rotor that was rechargeable. Had a lithium-ion battery and everything. But yeah, it's pretty, you know. Now the biggest thing I have to worry about is masks, or goggles, or whatever they want to call them on here. I like the die cam ones, both the i5 and the i4s. I like the i5s a little bit more because they have that green, and since most of my play is in the summertime, probably better that way, right? Oh, here it is, right here. So it just has different lenses. Shows pictures of different lenses, but that's the one I was thinking about getting, just because it's the newest one. Haven't heard any problems with it. I don't wear gloves. I just use the little sleeve on your pads that does that. Or on your jersey if your jersey has it too. The thumb hole that the emos used to have. I wonder where they got that from. I wonder if they got that out of paintball. That'd be hilarious because it's been around forever in paintball. At least for the pads. For a long time. But yeah, like it's gonna be expensive because I need all new pads. I don't know where my elbow pads are. My slider shorts kind of worn out, and I want better ones. Plus, HK makes a whole slider short thingy, like pants. Like it does your hip. It's like they're like I guess like tights that go like halfway up your or halfway down your shin or in calf. But it has a knee pad and the hip pads and the crotch pads and all that stuff in it already built in. So yeah, I just figured I'd just stream the night and just bullshit and talk because I do not feel like playing video games right now. After last night, I got my ass kicked by that staying up late, and I'm probably gonna hop off here in a minute and go take a shower and stuff because I would really like to go to bed. So, but yeah, paintball is probably gonna be coming next year. It's gonna be interesting for my son anyway. For me, watching my son play and teaching him. Teaching an adult's a lot easier than teaching a kid, usually. My kid's pretty smart, though. Like, he's not dumb. He does dumb things, all kids do, right? But, like, he's pretty, like, when you explain something to him, even if it's not that well explained, he kind of understands it anyways. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really need, like, a step-by-step walkthrough of everything. He just kind of look, this is how you turn it on. You're just going to leave it alone. This is how you adjust the regulator. This is how fast it's supposed to shoot at this field. Usually it's about 280. This is on 15 balls per second semi-auto. So the faster you can shoot, the faster you can shoot. Walk the trigger, do whatever you gotta do. Blah, 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 right? All that stuff. Things I gotta check. Batteries. Make sure everything turns on. See if my shocker leaks. I think it does. I think it leaks out of the solenoid. If I can, it might need an O-ring or something. If I can get that, which I know I can get those. Because there's whole companies based off of that, by the way. It's probably like not like a whole like full-time company or whatever. They just ship it. I do want to buy O-ring kits for both those guns. Though the O-rings on the inside look really good. I need new tanks because mine aren't hydro tested, and I'm not paying to get them hydro tested. They're really old. I think the last time they were tested is in 2009. All of them, except for one, which was like 2008. So I'm going to get all new tanks. I need another loader, force-fed loader. Probably go with a Dye R2. Need a new macro line. Do they even sell that anymore at paintball stores? They got to, right? Let's go back to that. Paintball gun macro line. They have a micro line too, which is funny. Hose and fittings. Oh, Hustle does. Yeah, straight fittings from Ana. Okay. Hold on. That would probably be under general gun parts, right? So, under lines and fittings or fittings and lines, right? Let me look here. I'm also kind of blind right now. Not really. Hoses and fittings. There we go. Oh, that's cool. They have some like 90 degrees and shit like that. Nice. Yeah, I just need a 1 foot macro line. That's good. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Yep. I got plenty of. I can get different colors. I'll just go with black. It's fine. I don't need any special colors. And I already have Teflon tape. The perks of having a father or having done the work of plumbing and all that shit. And I need new tanks. Tanks are expensive, man. They're expensive. Whatever happened to Ninja Paintball? Like, what was going on with them? 6845 shop. Because they don't have the stuff they used to have. And you know, I'm not shitting on them. I'm just wondering what happened to them. Because they used to have, I guess, I wonder if HK bought them. Because it's actually what it looks like. But HK has some cool tanks. I'm not super picky about my tank. A tank, as long as it's 4,500 PSI at 68 cubic inch, I'm good. But one of my friends who I used to play with regularly, who still plays way more than I do, he bumped up to 80, and he's a little bit shorter than I am, maybe like an inch, maybe 2 at most. And he said, and his reach is about a little bit smaller. He said fucking 80 was like spot on from HK Army. I was like, that makes sense, I guess. But like, I just wanted a good tank. That's all. Nothing too pricey. Nothing too heavy, so no like steel tanks. Just something that's like, you know, $100, maybe a little bit more, just to get like a color or something. You know what I mean? But tanks are expensive. Just tanks are like $150. Like just a tank, no regulator. And I might go that route because if I have to fly, you know, I do want the HK Army Pro Reg. I was reading some on that. It's not amazing at like air efficiency or anything. It just works well. You know what I mean? It's not like some kind of like super amazing thing. It just works well. I just need like a good tank, somewhere between $150 and $200 that runs real well and doesn't have any like fucking ridiculous shit to it. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be super pretty looking. It's gonna get covered up anyways. Damn, they made 4,500 tiny bottles for, I guess, MegFit, airsoft, I guess, because airsoft has that like airball type sport thing going on nowadays. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind getting That's an 88. I mean, they're expensive. Let's go to HK Army and just look at their stuff. Real quick, before I get off, I'm going to look at the prices of a decent, not steel tank, essentially. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just has to have adjustable collar so I can have the gauge set the way I want it, and it's more comfortable. And it's not like stuff isn't digging into your wrist. That's one of the biggest things that I used to love about my Ninja tank. I still have it. It's just not fucking, you know how it is. You know how it is. Right. The Alpha Air System is probably the highest one. We'll just go to Hostel. Hostel's usually their cheaper name. Yeah, I can go with that. Is it the Pro Reg? That's a standard reg. $250 with a Pro Reg? Dude, Ninja was so good back in the day. I mean, I can use a standard reg. That reg costs that fucking much, dude. Well, the problem is the Pro Reg has the adjustment. Ninja's regs were like that off the bat. And they were double O-ringed. This sucks. Oh, this might be adjustable. I haven't actually looked at their standard regulator. Is it adjustable? I wonder if I can look at their standard reg by itself. I don't know if they sell the reg by themselves. The standard one, anyways. Regulators. Pro rotational regulators. They do have a stainless steel thread cap versus aluminum. Dude, they're $100 just for the black one. $109 for the black one. I don't want all the fancy shit. I don't need it to be their Aerolite Pro regulator. Their Aerolites might be cheaper because the Turbine Pro is really expensive. Aluminum tanks. Well, let's just look real quick. So, Turbine Pro Long. Where's the other one? Are these the Aerolites? Because they're $34. I like that. I like that a lot. Honestly. Oh, they're probably nice regs. Just get a standard 6845. Just in black. Oof. They're expensive. $309. That's a lot of fucking money, dude. Honestly. Oh, they have to have one that's not $309. The Hostile tank. Hostile tank system with the Pro Reg was $2 something. $250. I don't like it. What reg is on here? Maybe you can tell me. I don't care about the output pressure because that's what your regulator's for. Actually, it does look like it moves. The regulator. Those set screws look like it'll give you some adjustment. This is what the Ninja one looks like. How much was this? Yeah, I can part with some money. It's going to take a long time. But well, Empire makes tanks. Why don't I look at like other... See who has like a good tank that's just normal. I don't need anything crazy. What about this carbon? CRBN paintball? It's short for carbon though, so loaders, barrels, harnesses, accessories. I don't see anything about tanks here. Under accessories, maybe? No, this is accessories for their stuff. I'm just looking at I'm just checking stuff out. I figured carbon would have their own tanks. CRBN. Yeah, they don't. It must be yeah, I don't know. Barrels, jerseys, pants, harness, protective pads, custom gear. Okay. Yeah, let's get back to ANS gear and see what's a good affordable tank that isn't too old. I want something, you know, within the past couple years. My Empire. They probably have some decent tanks that aren't too expensive. 6845. That's what I usually run. Dude, they're so expensive now. Fuck. That's Empire. JT's usually inexpensive. Let's go to lowest with a regulator that isn't a Steely. Dude, they're so expensive. Tanks jumped, bro. What's PI stamped paintball tanks? Oh, these are baby tanks. Or these are redone tanks. Yeah, these are baby tanks for looks like airsoft. No, I don't want a package. I want tanks. Pro Toys. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, they're just expensive, dude. Tanks are just expensive. I just have to get over that. Maybe I won't get one with the Pro Reg, but I'll definitely be getting... I'm going to have to spend at least $150 to $170 on it. So I also needed a gear bag, because that's one thing I never had. I just use a book bag. Like a large book bag. See how much this shit cost. Gear bags. Obviously, they're going to be bullshit first. It's fine. $250. That's expensive. $200 if I get the dye one. $250. I mean, what do you get out of it? Let me look at it and see what you get. Like, what's in it. Let me read. Okay. It's not bad, but that's besides the point. Anyways, I'm going to jump off and go to the ticket.